Welcome to Drill on Earnings. We have the latest quarterly results from Snap, company formerly known as Snapchat. I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for Epistrophy Capital Research. And this is the business story behind a stock on a move. And yes, Snap shares are moving. Wall Street likes a beat or a miss, and this is a beat. But let's look at the business here. It's such an interesting business. Revenue growth, which improved finally. I mean, it was shrinking a couple of years ago. Double-digit growth, 14% revenue growth, specifically $1.6 billion in sales, I should say, and 453 million daily active users. This service is being used by a lot of people, a particular type of people, young people. We'll talk about that in just a minute here. But the business is working. They're charging more for every ad. They're getting more and more users, and they're holding down costs. They're creeping towards GAAP actual profitability, a negative 2% EBITDA margin, and that's the actual margins, not their silly adjusted things when they take on stock compensation and stuff, which they like to do. And the key to this is they're charging more money for every ad. The average revenue per user was up 5% to $3.44. But $3.44 isn't really the story. When you break the company apart into sort of the three areas it operates, the world, the part of the world that's Europe, and the part of the world is North America. So North America, Europe, and the rest of the world. North America average revenue per user, as you might expect, is so much higher, but it's improving bigly, as President Trump likes to say, $9.73 per active user in North America. So even as they're adding faster to their user base in Europe and faster to the user base in the rest of the world, those smaller ARPUs, if you will, average revenue per user, in the other parts of the world, don't even compare to what's happening in North America. So when the numbers came out, the stock surged dramatically, up 5% in after-hours trading after a lousy year, losing 33% overall. Now, some of the domination they have of their market, over 300 million people who are on Snap are on it every single day and using augmented reality, using those Snap filters that are so beloved by Snapchat users. And furthermore, 13 to 34-year-olds. So they're sort of target audience. 75% of the people in 25 countries who are in that age group are on Snapchat constantly. And that's an amazing number. It shows their dominance here. So you wonder what would happen if the world were to lose TikTok. God forbid. As you know, I'm a big TikTok creator. Hopefully you're following me on TikTok in addition to YouTube and subscribing. But yes, if TikTok goes away, what happens to Snapchat? Well, we had a glimpse of that for those few hours that TikTok was offline. And Evan Spiegel, the CEO of Snapchat, was asked about that, or CEO of Snap, I should say, was asked about that in the conference call. If any changes in advertising behavior or user behavior was picked up during that brief window on the world when we had no TikTok.
I think some of the changes with TikTok, they've sort of been an imperfect experiment. So we're not trying to draw too many conclusions from some of the engagement lift we saw when the app went dark for that brief period of time. I would say that the overall environment of uncertainty is benefiting our business. I mean, certainly advertisers are very focused on contingency planning and diversifying their spend. And I think the same goes for creators who are really thinking hard about, how they can build the most, diversified engagement with their fan base, across various platforms, including Snapchat. So a big priority for us is really just helping make sure we support advertisers and creators during this period of uncertainty. And for creators in particular, we've been spending a lot of time working on just improving that overall creation flywheel. I mean, that's why we're seeing, 40% increase in the number of creators posting to Snapchat. And I think in Q4, we actually reached a billion public posts a month on Snapchat. So the public content ecosystem is growing in a really nice and healthy way. And so we're just going to continue our focus there when it comes to our strategy and prioritization.
So lots of people posting on Snap, lots of advertisers flocking to those people on Snap, and maybe a world without TikTok or a lessened TikTok or an American-only different version of TikTok might create opportunity for Snap. What's it all mean? What's your big drill on earnings takeaway? Well, Snap fourth quarter earnings, really interesting quarter from this company. So $1.6 billion in revenues, 14% revenue growth on a year-over-year basis, 1 billion snaps shared publicly every month on Snapchat. Just amazing for this company, but I promise you to bite the one number that tells you a whole lot. And that number is $9.73. The company got $9.73 for every North American user Really powerful numbers in terms of average revenue per user for the quarter in North America, so much more than Europe and the rest of the world. All right, thanks for checking out Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson. Check us out on X at Cory TV, and of course on TikTok, yes, on Instagram, and of course on YouTube at Drill Down Pod.